really tough.
Yeah. That time you're gonna get like an instant cancel on your, or a possibility of instant cancel on your Blazing Duet. So maybe CC is a really good one, man.
Yeah.
Combos very well with the Gatot Kacha. It's a classic. And you can get really you can get a big advantage in the very early team fights.
Yeah. I think if there's another fighter gold that they can go for, they're not gonna go Uranus here. CC, yeah, again, as expected, it's really just gonna cover up their bases really well. I love the draft here of Onic, very well rounded. Their lineup actually has the potential to just go ham and end this very quickly if the Dfyg are not careful with how they execute this. The thing with Dfyg's lineup is, yes, you're still going to be dependent on the Moskov a lot of the times, because now this Farsa might not have the best time, because it won't be as easy for this Farsa to be able to scale up, get items, snowball some kills over and over again, because he's up against a Gacha. It's up against the Yi Sun Shin. It's going to be marked. They'll know where it is. Then there's a Valentina that you need to worry about as well. So all the pressure right now is on Super Ken and for Long to farm up well, get their items quickly, because the lineup of the Dfyg can only hold so long for the eventual power spike that Onic will hit relatively quickly.
Although saying that, right, like if we're talking about like Super Ken, I'm pretty sure his experience against Onic is gonna fare a lot better this time around, because it is a very familiar lineup. There's so much familiarity with basically what Onic Indonesia is playing. Everyone is playing on their most of their comfort picks. The YSS on Kairi is also like it's a really good hero, or it's a really good hero to give to Kairi, right? Because that's exactly what I was thinking with when he was using the Barats earlier. All that potential micro is a little bit wasted on the Barats, to be honest. I personally always want to see Kairi on high mobility, high skill cap heroes. The YSS, you got to make good decisions to be a good YSS. Kairi is so good at that. And obviously, the mid trio that we keep talking about here is so good at enabling him to become the main carry of this lineup. And this time around, it's the ceiling is quite high.
Yeah. Oh, Dfyg here, we really need to be careful. Like at the end of the draft, it's really just that feeling of, oh, we might actually be on the way to seeing a stomp here from Onic. The good thing is, it will really boil down to first, mainly, let's look at Zed on his Grok. Needs to make the most out of it, but even more so, you are now up against a Valentina, which now you're wondering which ultimate is she going to end up with. Is it Tech Charge? Is it Feathered Airstrike? The Valentina changes the dynamic of the team fighting a lot, because now Dfyg will have to readjust every time based on what ultimate Sans gets.
And there are just so many good ones, right? Like we talked about it already. Just basically just great impactful ultimates. So Sans, obviously, he's gonna be able to utilize his crazy antics here. Gonna make very strong plays. But Dfyg, decent pressure. First blood going over the Super Ken.
Might have been a little bit too eager and too early for Boy to go for a full check there. Now leaving Kairi a little bit susceptible. Getting poked down by Dfyg. Little Wanderer will go to Dfyg Guai.
And that's going to get a much-needed boost of experience for Super Ken, especially considering that Kairi is going to have to slow down. What the heck? Out of nowhere, Super Ken again catching another one. That's 2 kills on the Lancelot and another assist. Yoni going to get that one.
What is happening to Keyboy and Sans? They are slipping very early on. I think they're getting punished a lot by the micro crowd control that a Grok can dish out through the Mighty Swing, the Rampart as well, messing up their exits. The fact that Super Ken is actually committing a lot into being able here to join the fights. The good thing is they delayed Super Ken somewhat in terms of the farm in the jungle, but not in the XP, because at the end of the day, they gave kills. That's 2 kills to Super Ken. Even if his farm rotation got delayed a bit, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Even the assist, right? Like, he didn't get that last kill as well. It went to Yon, but the assist XP is also giving. So, right now, surprisingly, 1.2k gold lead here for Dfyg Guai at 2 minutes. Not something you see every day.
No!
And now, again, another... what the heck? Where are these kills coming from?
It's Zed and Ye1 reading the rotations of Onic perfectly.
Oh, that is beautiful. And now a flicker or land shaker here for Dfyg, and they serve him very well because the backline will get quite easily disposed of here by Onic, and now even Kyrie can have a lot of control on that hurdle. Zed, no tech charge yet, means it's also easy pickings for this guy, Kings, and look at that. Just like that, the gold is swinging pretty good for Onic.
Terrific counter by Onic, and I don't know where Long was actually tossing his SOD. He threw it out of that fight, but it hovered and flew past the purple buff area of Onyx. I don't know what he was aiming for. He was aiming for an earlier fight, trying to take Kyrie. Maybe he was left behind, but he could have just thrown it in the center of the fight instead. And now all of the early kills that Dfyg got might just get thrown down the drain as Onic, just like that, has taken control of the center of the map despite the early deaths onto Keyboy, Sans, and Skylar.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking up, right? This mid trio just so crazy. You give him an inch and they'll take a mile. And so far, it has been proven that they are so good at stopping really strong aggression. They're proving that here right now as well. We got some pretty good next few seconds here of breathing room, but Ione, you know what? Says, I'm going to be able to dash on out of there. That's a pretty good wild charge or tech charge, but actually kind of
Yikes.
killed the attacker, or killed the caster here for Suns.
Yeah. Sans goes out. Super Ken caught out though. Needs to be careful.
Oh, goodness, there you go. Super Ken again, way too deep. Somehow getting caught in one at a time. Well up against Free. I'm not sure if this Phobius is going to be long for the world. And that's going to be more kills going over the Onic. We are even on gold.
Dfyg getting sloppy. Vel, it only would have made sense for Vel to be able to do that if Ye1 was a little bit closer. But at that point, he knew his mage was up top. He shouldn't have committed it. And now Zed is forced to use the flicker, is forced to go back. Keyboy, Sans, and Kyrie have definitely taken control of the river. And just like that, the Dfyg now are scrambling. They're getting out-rotated. They are losing their footing in terms of where to go next. They are lost.
And Dfyg just preemptively flickering with the Landshaker as well. Giving so much stonks to Onic. Because of that, they actually might just chunk away at this tower. And now even Zed can't really escape anymore. The fangs of Onic Indonesia playing so well around that tower. Even under it, Dfyg itching to go again. This time around, they're going to take it slow. But Onic has secured a pretty sizable lead.
It's tough to find an opening for Dfyg. Long struggling to get a dominant lane against Skylar. He's just getting managed. Essentially, the gold lane got dead laned as if it was the EXP. Zed getting taken down in succession. Vel as well. E1 just built his glowing wand, although not that far off in terms of the gold compared to the Valentina. Problem is, it's just that every rotation that Dfyg wants to do, Onic has already become one step ahead. When in the first 3 minutes, it was the other way around. But again, they slipped. They lost their discipline. They overheated. Super Ken getting way too far in the purple buff. It's rough right now. But Onic showing why they are the kings that they are.
That is true. That's actually this is the fastest I've seen any team overheat. Like right after like the early game dominance that you showed, now the early just falling apart one stone at a time, especially for these turrets. Now that's gonna be more gold in the coffers of Onic Indonesia here. Basically getting so much space, they don't mind just walking into these bushes willy-nilly. They know they can burst down whoever they catch. They're doing that here. Oh my goodness, look at that snipe from Kyrie as well, putting Long into half. Shows you how far ahead Onic actually are in this game.
Yeah. The Dfyg cannot contest for this turtle. It's going to be too risky. You see again what we were talking about, how the dynamic has changed now with the Valentina. I think majority of the time, though, it is the tectonic charge that Sans is stealing away. Dfyg gets spotted out by Velk, and Super can finish him off, and the answer is yes, a shutdown onto Dfyg. But Onic definitely still are in the lead and in control.
for sure. Lutfi again, biting off more than he can chew. That's just par for the course. Feels like you can actually just keep doing that. And again, the punish is going to be very small, if any, for Onic. And look at this. Again, even Zed, as a Grok, just has a hard time checking these bushes, man. Sans is such a big threat, especially now that he is holding on to that tech charge for a majority of this game.
Now Super Ken is on duty to clear this up. It's a 4-1 split. They're trying to take down the turret up top, but Skylar's just holding, and Dfyg know that there's a high risk of them just getting rotated into. That's why they left Vel in the pixel bush in the river to get the information of the eventual rotation of Onic up top, and Dfyg decided to back off.
Yeah, they actually just have to back off here. This Lutfi decides to go for the bravest fighter. There's really not much they can do about it, except maybe throw in Zed with a wild charge or the tech charge. But now look at that. They're gonna have to use it defensively, just like I mentioned. This time, Bell tried to go for a re-engage. I don't know if that's wise. Lutfi on the side already used up the bravest fighter. There's a knockup. There's going to be a big cancel as well on the VAT. And not even the Phobias can actually withstand that kind of onslaught coming in from Onic.
Sans' tech charges have been great recently. They weren't able to get the kill there, but that was a perfect entry. Kiboy goes in with AOG.
Yeah, that's huge AOG. Again, Yone just cannot do anything on this Farsa. So many cancels that are threatening him. Long casting the SOD will be hitting the target. Even with the assist on that turret, will actually not get the kill. Although there are going to be two. Lutfi and Sans going to be falling. Kiboy might be in trouble as well. He doesn't really have the AOG to escape. Casting it already. And now Skylar and Kyrie are all alone on the map. Unstoppable is going to be Kyrie. He's going to get chased down by Vel. I don't know if it's going to be within range, but he is trying. He's making the beeline for the bush and for the base. And that is going to be a pretty even trade in my eyes. But that is a lot of breathing room being bought by Dfyg Yao Guai.
Just a sliver of health. The killing spree talent keeping Kyrie alive. Traceless at the right time. Retribution utilized as well to just get a little bit more movement speed, and he gets on out of there. Onic now have advantage for this Lord. Dfyg though still putting up a fight and opening up the map. But the headline that they need to watch out for, Kyrie is 5-0-4. Deathless yet. This Yi Sun Shin has been way too difficult to catch with a zone out from Lutfi, Sans, Skylar, and Kiboy.
And it's going to be even more difficult blocking in that BOD. So Kyrie's going to have such a crap ton of damage. And they're going to have a hard time stopping that or slowing him down. Again, Zed is going to be super crucial in doing that, right? Tech charge in the right place could slow it down. But knock up on the Lord actually might be detrimental to this Grok. Instead, Lutfi chasing him up and even preempting that Landshaker. And that is going to be multiple members of Dfyg just down for the count. We're actually going to get slowed down here. Bell trying to fight back even a little. But I don't think it's going to root or going to fruit to anything.
Cross map kills. Onic are now just styling on Dfyg, and Onic will be able to get this Lord without any contention. A little bit of a question as to why Zed didn't just use the tectonic charge right on the wall beside him. Instead, he was trying to use it as a means to escape. He would not have escaped out of there. At least if he used the tech charge on the wall, he would have gotten some damage, knock up, crowd control that Vel might actually have been able to get away.
I think that might have been just like a muscle memory for him. Usually you want to go. Oh my goodness!
1v1.
Oh, again, just underestimating the damage of Kyrie at this point is a fatal mistake. And they do it right there on the top side with a Lord walking on top side as well.
Well, the Dfyg have put on a fight. 9-13, but at this point, it is definitely Onic's time to just take control and end it with this push. They're trying their best, Dfyg, to keep them at bay.
Keeping him at bay is going to be priority number one for sure. You're going to have to wall on out of there. Luckily for them, it's a pretty early Lord. Can actually get removed by the Holy Defense here. But then again, you're going to have to face the full might of Onic at this point. Lutfi already using the bravest fighter quite early on and casting the stun straight into the Farsa. Might just be problematic. Yone now having some pretty free salvos, but look at that. Zed gonna have to force a flicker on out of there. Longdo gonna be able to take out Kiboy. They bought a lot of time, but their inhibitor turret on top side will fall.
Ooh, SOD. Just a little bit early, almost hitting Kyrie there. He might have actually tried to go for it, but Kyrie would have gotten the traceless to actually get past the wall, and Long would have just been in trouble of just getting taken down by Lutfi, who was escorting Kyrie out. So even if that hit, it still would have been too risky for Long to try and take. 7,000 plus is the gold lead now, favoring Onic as Dfyg continues to scramble to find a turnaround. They do have a lot of items and gold already up onto that Moskov. The Trinity on the way to building what could most likely be the Malefic gun. Vel needs to be careful.
But again, straight into the big brunt of this whole composition. And using your tech charge into nothing, basically giving Sans such a good ultimate. He's actually using it a lot better than the Grok itself. That's 2 down for Dfyg, and Super Ken actually might just follow shortly. And there you go. Dfyg just might fizzle out. It's just Long and Yone left on the map to defend. And they have a few minion waves to clear here. Onic gonna make sure that they can't touch or actually can't get within reach. Yone, the sacrificial lamb, to try to get some space here. And Kiboy actually will fall. Don't know if that's gonna be enough. Zed is gonna be up here just in the nick of time. But again, just way too late to the party. It's still gonna be Onic at the end of the day with the win in this series.
Yeah, Kyrie was just locked in the majority of the game despite the early deaths suffered by Skylar, Kiboy, and San.